What's up guys, Connor King here with Resolute Capital. Welcome to our Q&A video today, where I'm going to be answering 2 questions and hope that you find them very enjoyable and that you're able to learn from any of my insight and answers I give. And do know that these are just my opinions and you should still consult a professional financial advisor before making any decisions with your money. And please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already.
Okay, so how do I decide which S&P 500 index fund to put my money in when they all do the exact same thing?
Great question. I'm sure that a lot of people have asked this question, honestly, and I asked it myself for a while. And ultimately, the way I came to my knowledge and answer about it is I did a ton of research on all the S&P 500 index funds out there. From what I've found is that they're all very similar, just very similar. If you're investing money into an S&P 500 index fund, in the end, it's not going to matter a whole lot which one you go with. Some of the factors that I have used to decide which one that I wanted to go with were, what brokerage runs the fund and, what their reputation is like as a brokerage, some of the things they're known for, and, how long they've been around as a company. And so I started there and then just really got to the specifics of all those funds and what expense ratios they have and what their management looks like running the fund, because some are slightly more actively managed than others, even though they all generally have very similar performance. And so for me, since they're all so similar, I started and just went down that pathway. And the one that I love the most is the Vanguard 500 index, and the ticker symbol for that is VFIAX. And this one has an expense ratio of 0.04. Once you get into this one with the minimum of $3,000, it's through Vanguard and you can automatically invest into it every month. Some of them have different traits that allow you to do that and not allow you to do that. And for me, that was crucial. I wanted to just set aside different automatic investments to go in each month, invest into this fund, and just dollar cost average it. And then there are other ones that, with Fidelity and Charles Schwab, and pretty much all brokerages have one, but just look and see which one has different expense ratios, and if it does have a higher expense ratio, then why does it have that? And then there's one that has a no expense ratio, and it's because it actually is a computer that just tracks it. And so, they're all really similar, but personally, I enjoy the Vanguard one the most, and there are a good bit of articles out there online that give their thoughts on comparisons between the various 500 index funds.
How much money should I be putting in a Roth IRA versus just an individual investment account?
Some people would say basically put the majority of your funds into the Roth IRA and then just a little into your individual investment account. And this is assuming that you're not going to need that money until you're, between 55 and 60, because you can access the funds in the Roth IRA at age 60. People just assume that you're not going to actually be able to retire until you're about 60. But if you're going to retire potentially a good bit before 60, you'll definitely need more in your individual account. And with the Roth IRA, you have different contribution limits. There's different income limits, income thresholds, and if you have to make below this certain income in order to contribute. And then if you are below that income, you can only contribute, for most people, $6,000 a year. And so that then really decides for you how much you're going to be investing into your Roth IRA. But if you just love your Roth IRA and want to invest as much as you can into that, and you're just so confident that you won't need that much money until you're 60, then you can get backdoor Roth IRAs created. And that's basically you have multiple Roth IRAs, and then you can just keep contributing and contributing. And basically the way you do this is you open up a different retirement account, and then you have it converted into a Roth IRA. And then if you do this, then it allows you to invest more into it. I mean, it's completely legal right now. A ton of people do it, and professional advisors will recommend it. I personally think that policy is not going to last too long, because then it really defeats the purpose of the limits for the Roth IRA. But as of now, you can, and if you want to learn how to do that, just Google search how to open backdoor Roth IRA, and then there's great resources out there. And so, to go back to the original question, you just need to figure out at what age you're going to need to retire and access your investments to live off of. And so whether that's, 40, 60, then that's just totally up to you. But if you're wanting to have funds that you access without the penalty before you're 60, then you've got to go and invest a good bit into your individual account, because that's not going to have as long to grow. Definitely get some in there if you plan to retire before 60. But then also, most people that would plan to retire before 60 are probably because they're still making a good bit of passive income, or they've just had a crazy high income, that it's not going to be as important to just cut all their income and retire at 50 and then just live off of investments. That's probably a lot less common. And so, most people probably invest just to the limit of the Roth IRA and then some into individual. And that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm probably just going to contribute to my Roth IRA as long as I can within the contribution limits, and then just put the rest in individual accounts, because that will ensure that I have a good bit for retirement at 60, but I definitely don't want the majority of my investments held up until I'm age 60. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed the answers to my questions. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, because we post 2 videos every week. Also, these are just my opinions. I would love it to hear your opinions in the comments below. So leave them down there, and we'll see you next time.